Welcome back, and there's a massive political showdown over Congress leader Rahul Gandhi's remark on Vinayak Damodar Savarkar. During the Bharat Jodo Yatra in Maharashtra, the Wayanad MP claimed that Savarkar wrote mercy petitions to the British and accepted pension. We have heard that before. Now, the Congress leader further claimed that Savarkar begged the British and called himself their obedient servant. The BJP has hit back and has also hit the streets against the Congress party and the Congress MP demanding an apology from him over his comments on Veer Savarkar. Now, the remarks over Savarkar have landed the Gandhis into trouble, especially Rahul Gandhi into legal trouble, as the grandson of Veer Savarkar, Ranjit Savarkar, has filed a complaint against Rahul Gandhi. Congress' own ally Shiv Sena has taken exception to the statement. But the repeated attacks on Savarkar also point out how his legacy remains a politically contested one and perhaps haunted by political whataboutery and polarization. A legacy which has never been understood with its own nuance, with a depoliticized prism of history. First up, a special report.
Savarkar politics has been reignited. Congress MP Rahul Gandhi, who is on a Bharat Jodo Yatra, made a controversial statement in Akola attacking Vinayak Damodar Savarkar. He even showed a copy of Savarkar's letter seeking mercy from the Britishers.
ये सावरकर जी की चिट्ठी है जिसमें उन्होंने अंग्रेजों को लिखा है I beg to remain, sir, your most obedient servant. ये मैंने नहीं लिखा, ये सावरकर जी ने लिखा है.
Savarkar's family were quick to react on Rahul Gandhi's statement. His grandson has even threatened to file a police complaint against Rahul Gandhi.
इनको लगता है मैंने जो बोला वो इतिहास बन गया, इसी गलतफहमी से हुआ है. अभी हमने पुलिस स्टेशन में कंप्लेंट की है, तो इसकी तहकीकात करेंगे और पूरा इसका न्याय होगा और इनके ऊपर कार्रवाई होगी.
The BJP went all out against him. The Saffron Party staged a protest demanding an apology from the former Congress president. They also labelled Congress as an anti-Hindu, anti-India party.
भारत जोड़ने निकले हैं या तोड़ने निकले? कल का आपका बयान महापुरुष वीर सावरकर के बारे में, इतना हल्का बयान स्वतंत्रता सेनानी के खिलाफ, क्या सोच है?
एक राजनीतिक पार्टी और
Rahul Gandhi's remarks on Savarkar come days after his allies in Maharashtra demanded the Bharat Ratna for him. The Uddhav Thackeray faction of Shiv Sena is now anticipating some cracks in the Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi.
भारत जोड़ो यात्रा चल रहा है, उनको अच्छे समर्थन मिल रहा है. महाराष्ट्र में सबसे ज्यादा समर्थन मिला, तो वीर सावरकर का मुद्दा लाने की जरूरत नहीं थी. उससे महाराष्ट्र विकास अघाड़ी में भी दरार पड़ सकती है, मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ.
This is not the first time that Rahul Gandhi and the Congress have attacked Savarkar. The former Hindu Mahasabha president was at the centre of several Congress campaigns. But the question which we are asking today, is Savarkar politics a discussion on history or just histrionics?
History or mere histrionics? Joining us on the broadcast is our panel, Mr. R.P. Singh, who is the spokesperson for the BJP, Arshpreet Kadyal, who is the Congress spokesperson, Mr. Devesh Khandelwal, who is the author, and Raghav Avasthi, who is an advocate and RSS thinker, is also joining us on the broadcast. Raghav, I'm coming to you first. Your thoughts on what Rahul Gandhi said? Not the first time that Congress has made statements like this.
Yeah, actually you missed out one part. I am, as a matter of fact, also representing Mr. Vikram Sampath, who is the author of a 2-volume biography of Veer Savarkar in court. So during the course of my research, I actually read these 2 books. And what I've realized is that at that point in time, this was the modus operandi of a lot of freedom fighters and revolutionaries, because the idea was to somehow get out of prison so that political work could continue, because of course if you are in prison, then there is no political work that can be done. So this 3 steps forward, 1 step back is not something that was new by any stretch of imagination. And as a matter of fact, Mahatma Gandhi also wrote many letters to the British in which he described himself as the most humble or an obedient servant, or whatever. This was the way in which one used to write letters in those days, especially letters of a formal nature. But the problem here is that here is this man whose politics is utterly bankrupt. He's losing election after election after election. And what I also don't understand is what he gets when he attacks Savarkar. Like, I don't think Savarkar, except of course, like there are some historians who would like to discuss him. I don't think what he said is or what he did is of any sort of contemporary relevance to the Congress party, except for the fact, of course, that it alienates a certain section of voters. And I mean, alienating voters is something that Rahul Gandhi is actually very good at doing. He, of course,
you've laid the ground for Arshpreet, and I'm sure he has a lot of things to say. Arshpreet, let me frame this to you. See, when you have debates on Tipu Sultan or what Mughals did in this country, or how historically various injustices have been covered by the Congress party, allegedly by the BJP, it is often said, why are you bringing up these things? Let's talk about inflation, let's talk about price rise, let's talk about, the contemporary issues. Then why is it that you continue raking up this entire controversy around Savarkar?
Of course, that is what we keep hearing from the Bharatiya Janata Party. However, their actions differ from their words. What the Bharatiya Janata Party said yesterday, they had a problem with the cutting of a cake. They made an issue out of a cake, not the issue. An issue wasn't made out of the people that were being cut, that were being thrown, that were being cut into pieces, and were being thrown at the length and breadth of Delhi. And number two, we want to ask from the Bharatiya Janata Party. First things first. Do you support the amendments made in the letter, or are you against the amendments made in the letter? Because the Bharatiya Janata Party hasn't clarified the stand on this.
No,
Number
Arshpreet, there's an interesting question that Raghav has also put forward, and he has said that for the longest time, it was only much later that the slogan of Purna Swaraj was adopted by the Indian National Congress then, which was fighting for the freedom struggle in this country. But for the longest time, many people working for the betterment and for the freedom of this country identified themselves as British citizens. You can't deny that history, can you?
See, one, I hope I would be allowed the same amount of time without
interruption,
like the gentleman before me was allowed. So first things first, like I said, why the Bharatiya Janata Party says, why are you talking about the British during Bharat Jodo Yatra? Arey bhai, then it was the British that todod India. Today it is the Bharatiya Janata Party that is todoing India. So Mr. Modi can do his Man Ki Baat all the time, and he has a problem with us doing some other person's Man Ki Baat also. Let alone doing our Man Ki Baat, let alone people doing their Man Ki Baat. They have a problem with us doing somebody else's Man Ki Baat, and
Arshpreet,
Can I come in here, Anusha, please?
No, 1 second. Let him finish his point. I want to give him his time. Arshpreet, you haven't answered my question.
5 seconds, please.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, see, our amendments are based upon historic evidence. Unlike the Bharatiya Janata Party, we do not quote things from WhatsApp University.
Are you cherry picking history?
As far as our support and our ideal is concerned, I think we have made it crystal clear. It was Birsa Munda ji, the tribal leader.
I think I've given you a fair amount of time. I have limited time, so I want to go to
conclude.
Yes.
See, all I'm saying is he was offered land. He was offered land, He chose death instead. That is the ideal of the Congress party. And the Bharatiya Janata Party chose Veer Savarkar.
Raghav, a quick response from you, and then I want to bring in Mr. R.P. Singh and Devesh ji also into the discussion.
Mahatma Gandhi, let me complete.
Okay, Arshpreet,
Mahatma Gandhi was
point.
incarcerated in the Aga Khan Palace.
Arshpreet, one at a time. Arshpreet, I gave you
I would
time.
be happy to staycation at Aga Khan Palace where Mahatma
Not
Gandhi
this way,
was
gentlemen. Please, Arshpreet, please. I'll come back to you. Raghav, make your point.
Raghav,
make your point.
The tariff, I'll be happy to book a staycation at the Aga Khan Palace where your leaders who collaborated with the British were being incarcerated. At Aga Khan Palace, I'm happy to go on a staycation. You tell me if you are able to spend even one night
at a time. I want to bring in Devesh Khandelwal ji into the discussion. No, I'm not going to allow the screaming match. I'm not going to allow.
एक रात भी नहीं रुकोगे. He is not going to be able to last one night at the cellular jail. And his leader Mahatma
Raghav
Gandhi
and
was at the
Arshpreet,
Aga Khan Palace.
guys, please, you can't yell on each other. This is not the civil way of debating. I don't accept this. No, I don't accept this. देवेश जी, मैं आपके पास आ रही हूँ. देवेश जी, मैं आपके पास आ रही हूँ. सावरकर की के ऊपर जो इतिहास है या उनका जो योगदान रहा है भारत की स्वतंत्रता संग्राम में या उसके बाद जो रहा है, क्या कभी भी वो राजनीतिक पक्ष और विपक्ष की भूमिका से हटके डिस्कस किया जा सकता है, या हमेशा इस तरह की पॉलिटिकल डिबेट्स में मुझे नहीं लगता कभी भी हम नुआंस के साथ बात कर पाते हैं कि सावरकर का क्या योगदान?
बिल्कुल, आपने सही बात कही. देखिए, बार बार ये भारत के जितने भी स्वतंत्रता सेनानी हैं उनको अपनी पॉलिटिकल डिबेट्स का हिस्सा बनाना बिल्कुल भी ठीक नहीं. मुझे लगता है कि थोड़ा सा रिजिड भी हो जाएगा, लेकिन इस बात को कांग्रेस को समझना चाहिए कि भारत जोड़ो यात्रा से पहले राहुल गांधी जी को लाइब्रेरी में पढ़कर सावरकर का या खुद कांग्रेस का भी इतिहास पढ़ लेना चाहिए। मैं आपको 2 इंसिडेंट बताता हूँ। 1948 में एक किताब रिलीज हुई जिसका नाम है टू द गेट्स ऑफ लिबर्टी। उसकी कॉपी अवेलेबल है, आप पढ़ सकते हैं। और उसकी प्रस्तावना खुद जवाहरलाल नेहरू जी ने लिखी, और उसमें पिट्टाभी, सीतारमैया और बाकी जो कांग्रेस के जो दूसरे बड़े लीडर थे, सबने उसमें अपने आर्टिकल भी लिखे। और खास बात देखिए, उस पूरी पुस्तक में 2 आर्टिकल वॉर ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंस और रानी लक्ष्मीबाई पर सावरकर के अवेलेबल है। और उसमें वीर सावरकर, उसका जो नाम है, सावरकर के आगे जो नाम लिखा गया है वो वीर सावरकर लिखा गया है। दूसरा इंसिडेंट मैं बताता हूँ, 1957 में जब 100 साल हुए भारत के स्वाधीनता संग्राम आंदोलन पर, तो खुद प्राइम मिनिस्टर होने के नाते जवाहरलाल नेहरू जी ने चिट्ठी लिखी थी सारे चीफ मिनिस्टर को। आमतौर पर वो लिखा करते थे। उस चिट्ठी में भी उन्होंने इस बात का जिक्र किया है कि ये जो वॉर ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंस है वो सावरकर की किताब के बिना अधूरा है। तो मुझे कई बार ये लगता है कि ये जो अननेसेसरली ये पॉलिटिकल डिबेट्स हैं, ये इस तरह की जो एक दूसरे पर लांछन लगाना, और विशेषकर सावरकर की ये माफीनामा और वगैरह, इस पर मुझे लग रहा है रोक लगानी चाहिए। और खुद कांग्रेस को इस बात को एडमिट करना चाहिए कि उनका एक बहुत बड़ा योगदान था। और इस बात को खुद उनके जवाहरलाल नेहरू, जो अभी समय के जो सबसे बड़े लीडर हैं, और राहुल गांधी जी के जो नाना हैं, तो उन्होंने भी इस बात को एडमिट किया, और इस बात को अब उन्हें भी एडमिट कर लेना चाहिए।
मैं सिंह साहब के पास भी जाना चाहूंगी। I want to go to Mr. R.P. Singh as well. Mr. Singh, we have somebody, Mr. Devesh Khandelwal, who's an author, who has read history, who knows about what kind of literature and history really exists. Why do you think that the Congress party continues to evoke the legacy of Savarkar?
Anushka, I'll answer that, but before that, let me just put one point across.
Ji.
Is Rahul Gandhi the grandson of Mrs. Indira Gandhi or not? If he is the grandson of Mrs. Indira Gandhi, then he should abide by what Mrs. Indira Gandhi said about Savarkar ji on 8th May 1980, that he is the remarkable son of India. Is Mrs. Gandhi's letter on record. So, and then also, if they believe in Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi, then let's understand 18 January 1920, Narayan Rao Savarkar, the brother of Veer Savarkar ji, has written to Mahatma Gandhi ji about that we have requested the Britishers to leave Savarkar ji because he is not keeping good health. His health is deteriorating day by day. Can you suggest something? Mahatma Gandhi wrote back on 25th January 1920 saying that please write another appeal, make it appeal like a political prisoner, and that letter was written on the suggestion of Mahatma Gandhi ji, and which was rejected later on.
Vikram Sampath also records that
today, another point also here also.
Yeah.
Give another second, Anushka, another second. Please. The history is not only which suits Congress. The history is which is the fact of the country. 1885 Congress was born. Congress came into existence in 1885. 1872, 60 Kuka 6 were blown by the gun, by the barrel of the gun by Britishers. I mean, where is this history?
Okay.
I mean, because it doesn't suit them.
I have last 2 minutes.
Khadi,
I have last 2 minutes. I have last 2 minutes.
Was brought in by
Deveshji, एक मिनट में आपको देना चाहूंगी, and then I'll take in a response from Arshpreet as well. Deveshji.
जी, ये जो अभी महात्मा गांधी की बात हुई, मैं एक और चिट्ठी उनकी कोट करना चाहूंगा। 1937 में उन्होंने स्पष्ट रूप से लिखी थी, ये जो सावरकर के माफीनामे पर बार बार ये जो डिबेट होती है, तो मुझे लग रहा है कि वो भी एक बार हमारे कांग्रेस के जो लोग हैं उनको समझ लेनी चाहिए, पढ़ लेनी चाहिए। उन्होंने स्पष्ट रूप से लिखा, मैं कोट कर देता हूँ, कि सावरकर की रिहाई के लिए जो मैंने मेरे पॉसिबल था, यानी मैं जितना मैं कर सकता था, मैंने उतना किया है। यानी खुद गांधी जी भी इस बात को लगे हुए थे कि सावरकर भी किसी तरह से रिहा हो जाए।
historical evidence that has been cited right from Mahatma Gandhi to Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and to Indira Gandhi. Can Congress party really ignore its history when it comes to Savarkar? 1 minute.
Yes, thank you. See, number one, while Mr. Nehru, Mr. Gandhi, Mr. Patel were in jail, they weren't writing any letters to get out of jail. They stayed inside the prison for years at length. Number two, R.P. Singh ji asked me a question. He said, is Rahul Gandhi the grandson of Miss Indira Gandhi ji or not? Yes. So he said he should also concur with, what she said. Now, if that is how you want to go by it, all the ministers you have in the Bharatiya Janata Party whose fathers were in the Congress party and, were die-hard staunch
We're talking about history
supporters
here.
of the Congress party.
Arshdeep,
Yes, and they had everything for the Congress party.
Mrs.
You
Gandhi
compare
said
with
I
them?
am afraid I'm
he
short
was
of
a
time.
remarkable
I'm afraid
son
I'm
of the
short of
country.
time. But I want to
Veer
reiterate
Savarkar
what
was a
Dinesh
remarkable
Khandelwal
son
just
of the
said.
country.
That
Mrs.
history
Gandhi.
and the freedom struggle was about different freedom fighters contributing in their own way. And the legacy of Veer Savarkar one day, hopefully, will be spoken about with its own nuance and without the political whataboutery. I thank everyone for joining us on the broadcast. Before I end the show, there's some breaking news coming in. Let's go to that. And after a humiliating loss to England in T20 World Cup 2022, the BCCI has now sacked the senior national selection committee led by Chetan Sharma and has now invited new applications for this position. Shivani Gupta with us on the broadcast. Shivani, tell us more.
Yes, so this is a dramatic decision that the BCCI has taken. They have just now, just under an hour from now, have released official entries for fresh applicants for the positions of the 5 national selectors. And November 28 has been set as the deadline for the application. So not a lot of time to go before the deadlines also close. So why this is important is that this is coming right after the T20 World Cup semi-final exit. While a semi-final in itself wouldn't be considered too bad a performance, but this is something that where India has been stuck for a very long time, which is not winning an ICC trophy. So at this stage, of course, the BCCI wants to, extend the performances that the Indian team is making, especially when it comes to world events. But most of the selectors of the current of the current panel had actually only served half of their term. Most of them had served only 2 years of their 4 years. So in that sense, with the BCCI inviting fresh applications, it can be taken that the current panel is being sacked, although there has been no official statement from the BCCI or any of the selectors as of now that they have received communication that they have been let go.
Thank you, Shivani, for getting us all the details on that very important story. So, clearly, after that humiliating defeat at the T20 World Cup, a big step taken by BCCI. Well, with that, it's a wrap from me on this edition of Brass Tacks. Mario Shakil joins you.